just going out on a little test ride. I've just redone the coils, HT leads. My old ones were shit. The spark plug caps were the wrong ones. They didn't fit snugly around the plugs, they were loose, they were just shite, really. And they were the old copper leads anyhow. So, took the Dremel to them, dug out the old copper leads, and fitted in some nice silicone ones, 7mm silicons. I didn't epoxy them in, I actually used high temp silicone, 300 odd plus degree silicone. Left them overnight. Well, one I've had on there for a couple of weeks now. I finally managed to get around to doing 1 and 4. I've done 2 and 3 one, that was a couple of weeks back. Done 1 and 4, put it back on this morning. Just out running it now, see what she's like. The real test will be in the rain though. Little mist seems to have gone from earlier. I think that was just fueling. I had the tank off. Why can we not have what we used to have? We used to have a left-hand filter light. Because this is just fucking ridiculous. I'm sat here doing fuck all, and I could be going. Oh, here's the thing. Sainsburys, over there. Went in there the other week with a helmet on, backpack, everything. As I do sometimes in shops. Eventually got approached by security. Asking me to remove my helmet. Okay. He didn't give me a good enough reason, so I removed it anyway. No problem, I did as asked. But then I asked to see the signage that says helmets must be removed. There is none. And the reason there is none is because if they do that for helmets, they've got to do it for burkas. And can you imagine the backlash from that? So I'm in two minds whether to test them out one day. Go in there again with the helmet on, refuse to take it off on the grounds of discrimination. I mean, that might sound petty, but in my eyes it's not. I mean, at the end of the day, why a rule for one should be a rule for all. But also, it should be posted. And the reasons as to why. And at the end of the day, the reasons are more than likely going to be CCTV. Fair enough. And put a sign at the front saying, unfortunately, any object or item that that hides the face has to be removed. Well, it's not rocket science really, but they won't do it. I'm sure they won't. They won't want to get concerned for the racist element or be seen to be persecuting Muslims or faith or whatever. So I suppose there's a test crusade you could go for if you wanted to. Do I want to? I don't know. Can I be bothered? I don't know. Oh, and another thing that was on the news yesterday, they were talking to Mark Carney, the Bank of England governor, and he was saying that, you know, now's the time to stop bashing the bankers. Ah, bollocks, I'm sorry. They put us in this financial crisis that we are in at this present moment in time. Yes, Labour government did spend a fair bit of money, I'll agree with that. But there wasn't the banking crisis, I'm sure as hell we would not be in the financial shit that we're in at the moment. And you wouldn't have bloody George Osborne giving it the large ones about welfare cuts. I think, personally, I'm sorry, I think in times like this, it should be, you should cut back drastically all your foreign aid spending. And I mean drastically cut it back. At the end of the day, we need to protect our own before we start protecting others. And if we can't protect our own, how can we be expected to protect others? I say protect, I suppose that's a loose word. Protect, I don't know, prop up, help, whatever you want to use. I don't know, it's... You watch Sky News and then turn over. Watch RT, Russia Today. Get the proper inside story. I mean, there's been stuff posted on RT. I mean, prime example. There was a fire in a financial district in London yesterday, near the Goldman Sachs building. It was on Russia Today. Didn't even warrant a mention on an ordinary Sky News. I mean, you've got to ask that question. Why? Could it be because you've had the Bank of England on and you're trying to portray banking in a good light instead of a bad light? And anything like that makes people think badly against it. Media is so controlled, it sucks. Yet some of the alternative sources are, to be fair, a little bit crackpotish. I'm not knocking them, but they do leave me feeling, you're a nutter, but there's truth in what you say. Case in point, Alex Jones of InfoWars. Yeah, he's a bit of a loon on occasions, and he gets a little bit too passionate sometimes. I don't say too passionate, but he does get very, very passionate sometimes. But a lot of what he said is true. Some of the other people, like Kev Baker show, I acquaint myself with his stuff. I subscribe to him on YouTube, and some of his information's good. I like his short stuff. I don't like his big hour-long show stuff he does and interviews. It's not for me. I'm afraid. It's just a little bit too much sometimes. But, you know, what else have you got? You've got to watch it sometimes. You've got to see what's going on.